Hey, what's going on guys? Today I wanted to talk about some tips to winning your angles. Whether it be countering someone holding a pixel peek, a hard angle, or simply outgunning someone, I found that there were 4 brief things to keep in mind. Given that I want to give you guys the information as quick and efficient as possible, this is a shorter video because I'd rather get straight to the point. So first, expose yourself to one angle at a time. What I see a lot of players do is round corners very open. Their crosshair isn't focused on one angle at a time, instead it's a broad sweep, where the player hopes to readjust if they see someone. To give yourself the most protection and better focus on your target, aim at one doorway at a time. Try not to put yourself in the position of being seen from multiple doorways or openings. You want to keep the rest of you protected while you check each angle. Clear one angle, then move to the next. Hug that wall or frame as best as you can and keep that crosshair as close to the wall as possible. This way you'll only have to look at a particular spot each time when rounding corners. In a game all about reaction time, it's important to not force yourself to look in multiple areas at once, because more than likely that defender is staring at his crosshair just waiting for a touch of color to change. Now that brings up a good point. How are you supposed to counter a defender who's just camping an angle? You know what I'm talking about, you've done it before. You find a clutch angle, you sit there, and maybe you even take your fingers off the analog sticks because all you have to do is press that trigger the second you see color change. Maybe you've even applied half the amount of pressure needed to register the trigger to shoot. How are you supposed to beat that on attack? Quick peeks. Now that you're only exposing yourself to one angle at a time, it's time to add the quick peek for intel. The purpose of this peek is to gain information, not to shoot. You want to be able to see if anyone's there and give that defender holding the angle as little time to react as possible. The nice thing is, if you peek quick enough, you might even bait a missed shot, causing them to leave their hard angle. To accomplish this quick peek, simply double tap whichever side you're peeking to. You don't have to have the official quick peek, which involves aiming to the opposite side first. You can simply hit the right analog stick back to back or the left stick back to back to see if anyone is there. Third, now that you've quick peeked to obtain the information, it's time to dome that kid. I recommend 2 things. First, pre-fire. Start your first bullet through the cover you have and drag across at the level you saw your opponent. And second, change up your height. The pre-fire should do the trick, but to add more complexity to your peek for your opponent, quickly crouch or even prone as you round that corner to cause your opponent to find your head again. On console, this is definitely hard for the defender to react to, as he'll be going up against peeker's advantage and readjusting his aim to a lower position. Fourth and finally, utilize the next cover. Maybe your pre-fire misses and you're now out in the open. Quickly position yourself in a way to create a narrow angle again. When rounding corners, you want to be leaning in the direction of your momentum, but once out in the open, about halfway between where you started and where you're going, you want to go ahead and lean to the other side. This means you'll be going against your momentum and switching your scope to the other side. What this does is maximize your cover for the next angle. Leaning while aiming down sight needs to become your primary position. This is the ultimate battle stance in a way for Rainbow Six because it allows you to protect at least most of your body, only giving the opponent an opportunity to hit a smaller target. So practice the switch when crossing between parts of a room. Look ahead and see what covers between you and your opponent. Always try and stay behind something and make sure you're leaning in the right direction to give most of your body that cover. That's all for today, guys. Hope this was helpful. I know it can be difficult beating those hard pixel angles the defense has, but I believe that if you guys expose yourself to one angle at a time, peek for intel first, then pre-fire strafe with a change of height, you'll be able to outperform and fully utilize the advantages you have on attack. Stay in that leaning aim down sight position and protect the majority of yourself with the cover between you and your opponent. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.